Today we're going to talk about the Alice pack. Tried and true, whether it's the medium or large. This pack has been used by our military for many years, decades, in fact since the 70s. Now these are no longer in use with our military forces except for training mainly, and have been replaced with newer versions, but these are prolific, they're everywhere. These old Alice packs, whether it's someone getting them at a yard sale, whether you find them at a surplus store, or you find at the gun show, wherever, on eBay, there's a lot of these on eBay. They're very reasonable, and to me, this is the best prepper pack that you can have. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who might disagree that this is not the best, but there are a number of reasons why I'm calling it the best. One of the reasons is because it is prolific. It's everywhere. You can get these very reasonable, and for the quality that you get with these old military packs, the price is really great. Now, this is an old one. I've had this thing for over 25 years, and I've used it a lot, and it's rough. But here's the great thing, and this is something that I'm planning to do. I can pull this thing off of my frame and replace it, so it's very versatile. Also, the shoulder straps, you can exchange those out. The padded belt, this one needs to be changed, and it can be changed easily. A lot of these parts for these are available. Another thing is these can be easily repaired. If you have some kind of problem, if the stitching needs to be taken care of, in fact, we've repaired some of these in the past. They're fairly lightweight, has an aluminum frame. Now, one of the reasons why price is so important for quality is because, number one, you need something very durable, something that's going to last you, something that is very rugged. But also, you're spending money on other things, whether it's food, water, medical supplies, ammunition, all the different things that come with prepping. That makes this a real bargain because you can get them very reasonably. In fact, I've seen them anywhere from $25 up to $50. And $50 for a pack of this quality is an excellent buy. Now, this bag is definitely well worn, and really even the US is faded on here. And like I said, I'm getting ready to replace it, but even then it has a lot more life left in this old bag, and I'll take it and put it back and then have a separate spare in case I ever need it. There are 3 small compartments on the outside that are pretty roomy, and these compartments are not only roomy, but they're also highly adjustable. The metal clamp right here is really adjustable. All you do is push down on the back, and this webbing just comes right through. Then here on the bottom are snaps if you want to open up the pouch altogether. Has 2 snaps. That way you could even adjust this as well. They have a good bit of room in them, a good bit of size. You can do a lot and have all of your really important gear that you need to get to very quickly right here on the outside of the pack. Down inside, there's a lot of room here. It's a really deep pocket, very flexible, very open. Then here we have the tie downs that come all the way down. This keeps the upper flap covered, and of course they too are highly adjustable with a lot of extra webbing to be able to really change this, but yet able to compress this pack down. And in an age where metal has become too expensive to put on packs and a lot of the plastic Fastex buckles, these are not quite as handy or convenient in a sense, but yet they're very durable. Now here at the top of the pack, there's a whole set of webbing here, and this is really strong webbing, and it's really stitched well, and this is for the old Alice clip setup. So you can place your Alice clips in each one and be able to put packs all along this side, smaller pouches. This is a medium-sized Alice pack. On the large, there are already smaller pouches in this area. But here, you can do a lot right in here and then cover it with the flap itself. Now you're saying, what is the Alice system? These are Alice clips. This is an old M16 mag pouch, holds 3 M16 magazines. These clips lift up, and then you can place this in the webbing. So you take your clip, put the webbing under it, move it down through, and then you clip it to the bottom side. Do this with 2, and this is a very secure system. Now the Alice clips can be replaced very easily as well, and they pull out. This is the way they work. They just go into that little slot right there, and they retain pressure, and then you can lift it, pull your webbing out. The military used these for a number of years, up into the 90s, until they started replacing it with the MOLLE system. But this equipment has been in the field for decades. And at the looks of this pouch, I think it's been there as well. Not that you would necessarily put an ammo pouch on this part of the webbing, but you can put canteens and different things like that, which I think that's a great place for a good canteen, military canteen, with your cup, your metal cup to be able to cook with right here. A lot of this Alice clip stuff has been replaced by the Molly, and it's usually very reasonable. Now for me, I've upgraded a lot of my gear to Molly gear, but I still retain my Alice clips and my Alice pouches because they're so versatile. Of course, it has nice padded straps to go over your shoulders. Here we see some paracord that's just been left over on these to be able to use this to make it a little more effective when pulling when tightening and adjusting these. Of course, all this is adjustable as well. Here you see the adjustments here on the shoulder straps. These can just be totally replaced with brand new ones. Now it has a padded belt. This is retained around your waist. And then here, this one just happens to have one of the old style locks on it to hold it. Nice metal clips, metal accessories all the way around. Of course, these can be replaced as well. The belts, you can get the padded belts to replace this in throughout. Just makes it really easy. Of course, this is all cinched up with paracord and then this tightener here. So this can be opened up to be able to get into the pack itself. Now inside the pack you have a really large compartment here, and then along the back you have another compartment. This is a great way to separate some of your gear, to be able to separate it from your main compartment. Now, down in here there are 3 metal D-rings, and these D-rings have to do, I believe, with the radios if you need a radio hookup, but this also can be used as a keeper. There's the metal D-ring. There are 3 of them that run along evenly at the bottom part of this upper pouch. Of course, there are grommets at the bottom. Just in case there is any problem with moisture or water, it'll run right out the back. Here you can see the straps can be really tightened down and really used as compression straps. And down along the bottom here are webbing. These are webbing patches right here that are open on the ends, so you can actually put your sleeping bag, different things like that, just tie them through and carry them at the bottom of your pack. Each of these outside pockets have grommets as well to keep the water, of course, if it happens to build up, it keeps it drained out. Now the flap also has this Velcro little pocket right here. And this would be great for maps, things like that. If you do put maps in here, you're going to need to protect them because this is not really protected on this part of the nylon. But as you can see, it's a decently sized pouch that goes across the whole top of the lid. Now the padded shoulder straps are thick, they're wide, fit really great across the shoulders. The pack itself is easily balanced with the belt itself, the padded belt on the bottom, so it rests right on your hips. But one of the things I do like about this is this opened air area right here. This gives you, especially in hotter temperatures or warmer climates, gives you a lot of air that's going in between your pack. To remove the pack from the frame, you're going to want to first get rid of your shoulder straps. The ones on the top are where you start. Next, here at the bottom, we're going to remove the big part of the pack. Just runs through right here. It'd be wise to keep these metal fittings lubricated, and it'll keep them from corroding, like I've done. Here we just pull the top right off, then you have your frame. Go ahead and leave the bottom part of your shoulder strap off. As you can see, it just goes through this little loop. It can retain itself here, and then you can take your pack off by removing the shoulder straps. And then here we have the frame stripped. We want to keep the belt on. Now the shoulder straps can be attached to the pack itself if you want to use the frame separately. Now there is an accessory with the Alice pack, and it's called the cargo shelf. This attachment fits directly on to the aluminum frame. And to me, this is the #1 reason why this is the #1 prepper pack. Right on the bottom of your frame, on that bottom bar, you take your cargo shelf, it fits right there. You have plenty of holes in case you need to tie something down, and you can even use the frame itself. I bought this just recently, shipping included, for about 10 bucks on eBay. So you can find this to go with your Alice pack. But what this shelf really shines about is that you can take and put the can right here, an ammo can. It's going to hold it. You can even take the big .50 caliber ammo can, and stack them right up here. If you need to transport water, you can take a 5-gallon water bucket, put it right here on this ledge. It's going to give you the support you need to be able to carry these really heavy things. Something like this would be extremely difficult to strap on a frame without a shelf, and it would slide off and you'd have to tie it over and under. This frame really gives a lot of leverage to your pack. I think this makes this the #1 pack for a prepper or survivalist, being able to use this, not only for a bug out situation, but also just around the house. In a grid down situation where you might not have a vehicle or you might not have power, you can carry a large amount of weight with this shelf, and that makes this very versatile. All right, I have a couple of nice tie-down, military tie-downs to be able to put this on. These are both slam full, by the way. Okay, here we have it. Honestly, the weight is very well distributed on my back and on my hips, and it's pretty weighty. You don't want to do this all day, I can promise you that. Guys, I knew the reason why I thought this was the #1 pack, but after doing this review, I know it's the #1 pack. #1, the price. #2, the ruggedness and the durability. But #3, and really which is the most important, is that shelf. Carrying this kind of stuff, you're not going to be able to do that with many packs. I've got a lot of different high-dollar packs, and I think they're great, and I love to take them camping and have many reasons for bug out and other things. But for a really serious pack, something that you're really going to have to work hard in, this Alice pack is just unbeatable. It takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Now I gotta carry this thing back, put it up. Whoops. Oh yeah. Guess I could have locked this down. Now this takes talent.